Welcome to Money First CEO, the podcast for business owners ready to run their business like a boss and make their money work smarter, not harder. I'm Harmon Johnston, bookkeeper, profit first professional, business coach, and mum of two from Sydney, Australia. I've built a thriving business by mastering money habits and systems that create real freedom. This show will help you take control of your finances so you can build a business and life that truly works for you. Every episode delivers one powerful takeaway you can action right away for more clarity, confidence, and cash. And from time to time, I'll be joined by special guests, fellow entrepreneurs, experts, and real business owners, sharing their money wins, lessons, and insights to inspire your next move. Because when you put money first, you unlock the options and freedom you deserve. So hit follow, grab your coffee, and let's dive in. Hey there, and welcome back to the Money First CEO podcast, where we believe if you put your money first, the rest will follow. I'm Harmon Johnston, and today I want to share a small but powerful shift, one that comes directly from the Profit First methodology. And here's the best part, you don't need to fully implement Profit First to use this. This is a step you can take right now, whether you've read the book, hired a coach, or just a Profit First curious. If you've ever said something like this, I'll start paying myself when I make more. I just need to get ahead first and then I'll reward myself. Paying myself feels selfish. I need to reinvest everything back into the business. Then this episode is for you. We're diving into the 1% shift and how this one small habit can start flipping your entire relationship with money, ownership, and success. Let's start with the truth that might sting a little. We don't rise to the level of our goals, we fall to the level of our systems. This was a quote said by James Clear in his book, Atomic Habits. And most business owners, they're operating in reactive mode when it comes to money. Here are some habits I see all the time. Maybe you'll recognize one of these in yourself. You wait until the end of the month to see what's left before paying yourself. You reinvest every dollar back into the business thinking more revenue will solve the problem. You track income and expenses but never create structure around it. You get paid a big invoice, feel good, and 2 weeks later you're wondering where it all went. You beat yourself up for not budgeting better. And truthfully, there's no plan in place for your money to follow. And personally, maybe you've done this too. You dip into your business account to cover personal stuff. You've told yourself next year we'll save, but don't have a system for it. You feel guilty spending on yourself, or you swing between tight control and impulsive splurges. None of this makes you bad with money. It means you don't have a system that supports your role as a business owner and a human being. That's where the 1% shift comes in. In Profit First, one of the foundational steps is creating a profit account. A separate bank account where you transfer a percentage of your revenue before paying any expenses. This account isn't for taxes, it's not for savings, it's not for operating expenses, it's your reward. Now, most people wait to start this step until their cash flow is better. But here's the reality. If you can't allocate 1% now, you won't magically be ready to allocate 10% later. And 1% is so small, it's practically invisible. So if you're bringing in $3,000 a month, that's just $30. But what that $30 represents is everything. It's you stepping into the identity of someone who pays themselves first. Let me talk about a client, Megan, a client of mine who runs a freelance design studio. When we first connected, she said, look, I'm earning around $6,000 a month, but I feel broke. Every time I think I'm ahead, something comes up. She wasn't reckless with money. She just had no system. She was doing what most of us would do, reactively handling money, not proactively directing it. I asked her, could you live without $60 next month, which is 1% of our income? She agreed, slightly nervous but curious. We set up a profit account. Now, every time a client paid her, 1% of it went into that account. No negotiation, no skipping. 6 months later, she's been contributing 5%, and she used a small chunk of her accumulated profit to book a spa experience and took her partner out for dinner. That was the first time I felt like I own a business, she said. It wasn't about the amount, it was about the identity shift. She moved from hustling freelancer to empowered business owner. Now, let me get real with you. I don't just teach this, I live this. In my business, I have a profit account and I take a quarterly distribution. It currently stands at 10%. My husband and I started doing this in our personal finances too. We just felt because all our finances are combined and in joint names, if we wanted to buy something for us that was expensive, we just had this guilt feeling. So we decided to create these 2 guilt-free accounts, one for myself and one for Michael, my husband. And every month we move 1% of our household income into that account. We don't ask permission to spend it. We don't justify it. It's for joy, ease, and fun. Sometimes it's for a pair of shoes or a new pair of Lululemon tights or gym equipment for Michael. That little 1% keeps us connected to why we work so hard. Because if you don't create space for celebration and reward, resentment starts to grow. And that can poison your energy in both life and business. Let's get really practical here. You don't build a strong money system with one big decision. You build it with one small decision repeated consistently. So what happens every time you get paid, whether it's a $200 invoice or a $20,000? The process is the same. Celebrate. Yes, actually take 3 seconds to feel gratitude. Transfer 1% to your profit account. This is identity reinforcement and it works. Most of us are conditioned to pay ourselves last. The client comes first, the bills come first, the team comes first, the business comes first, and we're left hoping for leftovers, exhausted and underpaid. But that changes the moment where you decide that profit is non-negotiable. So what happens on a quarterly profit distribution day? Here's the fun part. The part most people skip when they think about profit. Every 90 days, you get to pay yourself a piece of this accumulated profit. It's called a quarterly profit distribution day, and here's how it works. Look at your profit account balance, take 50% of whatever's in there and transfer it to yourself, to your personal account. That's your reward. No guilt, no reinvesting, and no second guessing. And there's 3 ways you can use this money. You can reward yourself. Even if it's $100, do something symbolic and joyful. Debt payoff, if you have an ATO debt, credit cards, personal loans, this is a guilt-free way to knock them down without draining your business. Emergency fund, no buffer, no problem. Start one here. Build that 3% cushion for peace of mind. And the other 50%, you keep it in the profit account and let it build. That becomes long-term safety, strategy, or future growth. So here's your challenge or takeaway for this week. Open a separate bank account, ideally at a different bank, to reduce the temptation. Transfer 1% of your revenue into that account. It could be weekly, twice monthly, or monthly, whenever you get paid. Create a rhythm. Let's say you're earning $4,000, that's $40. You'll likely spend more on Uber Eats. This small intentional act builds discipline, confidence, and results. So that's the 1% shift. It's not just a tactic, it's a decision, a system to start honoring yourself and your work. Now, not later. If you do this, DM me on Instagram or send me a message. I want to celebrate with you. This is a big deal. And if this episode helped you, take 30 seconds to share it or leave a review. It helps so much. Until then, keep putting money first and the rest will follow. Thanks for hanging out with me on Money First CEO. If you got value from this episode, hit subscribe, drop a 5-star review, and share it with someone who's building their business too. All the goodies are in the show notes, and you can find me on socials, more tips and tools to help you. Until next time, keep putting money first, and the rest will follow.